Hi guys, we would like to welcome you back to Science Explained with Mr. K, and we are hoping to cover more content on chemistry. Hi guys, we are definitely going to uncover organic chemistry with Mr. Kumalo, and guys, before we start, we would like to say thank you to everyone who's following the rules of social distancing and wearing of the mask, as we celebrate Easter. We also like to extend our gratitude to the love that we've been getting and all the subscribers out there. Mo girl, I'm bored. Cobra from the river stole the money that was supposed to assist people who are struggling. I'm really bored by his actions. Yes, but remember, even if your intentions are good, but stealing money to help poor people is not the only way. We do have companies willing to assist. Mabuto and his friends were supposed to propose that idea to companies. I'm sure one of the companies was going to help. Yvonne, really, companies? We are talking about Mabuto, Cabzella and Cobra. They don't have money. Ring the bell? Evadia, you'll never understand. Annie, let's start the show.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, we are once at it again. I am still on organic chemistry, and I'm going to further unpack your organic chemistry. If you can remember, on my previous video I was busy with your haloalkanes, but now today I am going to do alcohols. Right guys, in chemistry, alcohol is an organic compound that carries at least one hydroxyl functional group bound to a saturated carbon atom. The term alcohol originally referred to primary alcohols, which is being used as a drug and is the main alcohol present in alcoholic drinks. And then yes, just in case you're wondering, this is Mr. Kumalo.
Hold up for a second, who's this pretending to be me? What is this?
Looks like K Jr. is fired. I knew you would love that, Yvonne, but sorry for you, dear. K Jr. is here to stay. Now back to the show, please.
Now, alcohols, guys, are a homologous series which will end with the suffix "ol". But now take note, if you want to name this type of a homologous series, you need to bear in mind the number of carbons, again, like I previously explained with your haloalkanes. Now we are going to apply the same concept when we're looking at alcohols. For instance, if I have, say I focus on my primary alcohols, okay? Because the reason why I'm calling them primary, that's because the OH, which is the hydroxyl group, and the hydroxyl is the functional group of your alcohols, okay? So now for primary alcohols, the OH is attached to the first carbon, okay? So for instance, if I only have one carbon in a chain, then I'm going to name that particular carbon, hydrocarbon to be specific, methanol. Okay, remember the word "all", okay? And then if I have two carbons in a chain, then I'm going to say ethanol. And then if three carbons, then I'm going to have your propanol, okay? But obviously, you would realize that with years, we would prefer that you name, you give a specific position for that particular alcohol. Like for instance, if it's for me, I would say then it's going to be propan 1-ol, okay? Though if you say propanol is still okay, but if you say propan 1-ol, it makes more sense because it tells me that the functional group is on the first carbon. Right. Now when you look at the secondary alcohol, you realize that on the first carbon I did mention, on the primary alcohol, I did mention that we have your OH on the first carbon, okay? Now, it's very important, guys, for you to take note of that. I'm saying the OH is on the first carbon. Is that clear, guys? And then, the moment you shift the OH to the second carbon, guys, we are no longer referring to this particular structure as your primary alcohol. We are now saying that it's the secondary alcohol. Take note, it can be from carbon number 2, number 3, number 4, whatever, guys. As long as the OH is no longer on the first carbon and now it's on the second carbon or the third or the fourth, then we refer to this particular structure as your secondary alcohol. Right, so guys, for the tertiary alcohol, two things I need to focus on, especially for the purpose of identifying. I need to have a branch, and I also need to have the hydroxyl group, which is the OH. And remember, this is also called the functional group of your alcohols. So that's what I need to identify. Is that clear, guys? So say, for instance, the branch is on carbon number 2, and your branch would obviously have your 1 carbon, okay? Then that becomes a methyl, simply because we refer to branches as an alkyl group. Is that clear, guys? So that becomes a methyl. So alkyl with YL and then methyl with YL. So for as long as we talk about a branch, and a branch consists of hydrocarbons, then your suffix for that particular branch would be I. So in this case, say the longest chain is 3 carbons. So it's going to be methyl, right? And then number 2, I'm going to check the position of the hydroxyl group, because then it means I would have your hydroxyl attached to the longest chain, and I would also have your alkyl group attached to the longest chain. Say the longest chain has 3, and then your OH is on carbon number 2 as well as the branch. So if I name this particular compound, then I'm going to say 2-methyl and then propan 2-ol. Why? What am I saying by this? Same as giving someone a direction. I want them to go straight to carbon number 2 and figure out that in carbon number 2 there's a branch, and then again in carbon number 2 there's a functional group that makes the alcohol. That's how I'm able to identify the tertiary alcohol, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when we further look at your alcohols, we then realize that we also have what we call your hydrogen bonds. Now, the hydrogen bonds are the type of intermolecular forces that are holding the molecules together. And these types of forces, guys, they are very, very strong. Hence, you will find that they are associated with your high boiling point and your high melting point as far as the alcohols are concerned. Which is why if you were to look at the vapor pressure meaning the tendency at which a substance can turn into a gas. Obviously, if I have a high boiling point, it means that my vapor pressure would be very low. Okay, that's one property we tend to find out, especially when you look at your alcohols. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we just need to take note of that.